Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. It exploded. Hae-in and Shen Haonan are back for their fourth collaboration, and this time, they didn't just bring chemistry, they brought a slow-burn emotional nuclear bomb. Snowy night protection. A calculating man in power. An 11-year silent love that finally turns into marriage the moment hidden love. Forced marriage dropped its first stills. The short drama world entered full meltdown mode at the start of 2026. If you've been anywhere near short-form drama platforms and haven't seen this title, you're officially out of the loop. The character posters alone set comment sections on fire. Pre-registration links crashed under traffic. Viewers weren't just curious, they were emotionally invested before the first episode even aired. On the surface, it looks like a simple urban romance. Sweet. Polished. Familiar, but the truth? This drama is far more calculated than it lets on. Almost as calculated as the male lead's love. Let's be honest, what really hooked people wasn't just the fourth-time pairing of Hae-in and Shen Haonan, whose on-screen chemistry has long been battle-tested. It was that dangerously tempting premise, a man who loved her in silence for 11 years, and only married her when circumstances forced his hand. 11 years in an era where people give up after 3 unanswered messages, who still believes in an unspoken crush that lasts over a decade. That alone was enough to bait audiences. But what truly sealed the deal was this: the drama refuses to play the tired misunderstand, break up, reunite card. No screaming matches. No pointless separations. No overdone melodrama. Instead, it delivers something far rarer, and far more lethal to the heart. The female lead, Zhai, hits rock bottom after a breakup. On a freezing snowy night, she stands motionless in the street, numb with heartbreak, moments away from collapsing. Enter Shen, and he doesn't rush in dramatically. He doesn't confess. He simply opens the car door, lifts her like she weighs nothing, and puts her inside. Calm. Controlled. Almost cold. Then he says, flatly, breaking up is fine. You weren't right for each other anyway. The bullet comments went wild. That's not comfort, that's a declaration of ownership, and it only gets more unhinged from there. Through family pressure, tangled interests, and ruthless social maneuvering, the two are pushed into a contractual marriage. 4 years. On paper. No love spoken aloud. No promises made. To the outside world, they're a polished power couple. Behind closed doors, they orbit each other carefully, never crossing the final line. Shen appears distant, aloof, restrained, almost indifferent. But the camera keeps catching the truth in fragments. A cup of hot coffee pressed into her hands on another snowy night. The kitchen light left on whenever she works late. Breakfast that always matches her taste, even when she never asked. He never says I love you, he just keeps doing things that say it for him. Viewers were furious and obsessed. Shen, stop pretending you're cold, just admit it already. And yet, no one wanted him to change, because this is the fantasy modern adults secretly crave. Not loud passion, not dramatic vows, but someone who stays. Someone who notices. Someone who builds safety silently, piece by piece, until love becomes something you can rest inside. Behind the explosive popularity of hidden love, forced marriage lies its sharpest insight. It speaks directly to contemporary relationship anxiety. In a world full of uncertainty, emotional risk, and fragile connections, this drama offers a different template of devotion. I don't say it, but I've been doing it all along. From the snow-covered night of quiet rescue to the charged silence of shared dinners, every frame hides intention. Every glance carries years of restraint. And every small gesture feels heavier than a confession. That's why audiences can't stop rewatching. The short drama market has been oversaturated for a while now. Floating romances. Hollow sweetness. Sugar dumped on top of relationships that collapse the second you think about them. Audiences are tired. What they didn't realize they were starving for was restrained devotion, the kind of love that doesn't shout, doesn't perform, and doesn't rush to prove itself. That's exactly why this kind of controlled tenderness has become a luxury. What makes hidden love, forced marriage stand out is that its conflicts don't rely on cheap misunderstandings or melodramatic plot twists. There's no constant "you misunderstood me, I misunderstood you" carousel. Instead, the real tension lives where it does in real life: emotional distance, unspoken fear, trust built too slowly, and communication that comes at a cost. When you're used to noisy love stories, suddenly encountering a relationship built on "I never said it, but I've always been doing it" feels almost shocking. It's like someone quietly handing you a cup of hot coffee in the dead of winter. No announcement, no grand gesture. Yet the warmth sinks straight into your bones. Then there's Shen Haonan. In his time, he steps into a restrained, almost ascetic male lead role. Thin-rimmed glasses, tailored suits. That controlled posture that screams power held tightly in check. When he bends down to pick up the heroine's hairpin, his fingers tense just slightly. His face remains calm. But his eyes? They give everything away. No wonder netizens crowned him the ultimate secret crush template. He's played unhinged, obsessive roles before, a deranged doctor, characters on the edge of collapse. This time, the shift to a silent guardian could have felt jarring. Instead, it is a subtle sense of instability, a man whose rationality is barely holding back years of suppressed longing. That fracture is what makes him feel human, and Hae-in proves once again why she's known for her disappearing into roles ability. Zhang Ziran's emotional journey, from heartbreak to being quietly cherished after marriage, is layered with precision. Especially those moments when her eyes seem to say, "I think I might like you, but I don't dare to believe it." The immersion is brutal. You don't just watch her, you become her. Some viewers say she's sweet without being cloying. In truth, she feels like a woman shaped by real life, gentle, fragile, and stubborn in just the right places. Drama fans keep replaying certain details obsessively: the silent dinner table eye contact, the snow night car door pull. The production team polished these scenes frame by frame. It could easily win an award. That said, the popularity of unrequited love leads to marriage isn't solely due to the 11-year unrequited love finally leads to marriage premise. It also resonates with the anxieties surrounding relationships among young people today. How many people claim not to believe in love, yet secretly still hope to meet someone willing to silently sacrifice and remain steadfast? A viewer commented on the show, "Isn't what adults crave most someone who will always be on their side?" That one sentence broke down all defenses. Pre-orders on Tencent Video skyrocketed, and even behind-the-scenes photos from the filming set trended on social media. It's clear that viewers not only want a sweet romance, but also to believe that such deep affection exists in real life. In the fiercely competitive short drama market, the ultimate winners are those stories that allow viewers to see themselves. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.